I don't see the stag or the inflation, actually. I don't see the stag or the inflation, actually. I don't see the stag or the inflation, actually.
So that was Jerome Powell in July 2024 press conference. When asked the question about possibility of stagflation, he completely laughed it off. He basically said, hey, I don't see the stag, which would be the part where economy is slowing down, and I don't see deflation, he said. Basically, he said that there's no way inflation can run higher. And fast forward now to 6 months, okay, economy is weaker and inflation is running higher. So I'm going to show you right now what does it actually translates to and why the timing of the market is now, where you could be making millions of dollars on put options. So we have been advocating the stagflation case here on 13 market moves for 14 months. We have pointed out over the last 14 months that even though it is visible to us, the stagflation is real, the rest of the market participants are not seeing it yet. It's the same concept like back in the 2007, 2008 financial crash, real estate crash. There was only a few people that saw what was already evident to them that the rest of the market didn't quite grasp until a certain moment in time. And I'm about to play a quick video for you confirming that the rest of the market just got their vision goggles and they are finally able to see what we've been able to see within the last 14 months. So, and I'm gonna go ahead while we're on the chart of S&P 500, I'm gonna show you exactly what that translates to as far as the markets. Now, as a context, understand there has never been a case in the financial system in the United States or worldwide where a case of stagflation, which is basically slower economic growth combined with inflation, it is a very rare economic phenomena because normally you have weaker economy, inflation goes down, but in rare circumstances you have situation where you have slower economy combined with higher prices, and that's exactly where we're at now. So if you analyze all the cases of stagflation, there's never been a precedent, a historic precedent where the market does not crash. So I think considering the timing, all it would take is a weaker economic report as far as the jobs data this Friday at 8:30, and you could see the market drop to a level of 5,100. Now, I'm recording this when we're still trading close to 6,000, just a few points shy of 6,000 here, guys. But also the pattern itself, look at how close those lines are about to intersect in a death hook formation. Sure, if you've been paying close attention to the last few videos on our 13 Market Moves channel, guys, I've been trying to stress the importance of the 2-2-2 sequence, which now, if I was to show you this formation on the chart, this is an equivalent of a 2 move, another 2 move, another 2 move. This is a 12, 11, 2, and we had an oddball 4 move on a Friday, which already today is resulting in another 2. The 2 moves translate in literally, if we're to say, well, what is a 2 move? It's a confirmation of a market top. So we're only within a couple of percentage points away from all-time highs in the market, okay? The only reason we have ever gotten to this level, understand this, because people have been brainwashed by the Fed, and we're now getting evidence in terms of economic data that comes out almost every day on day-to-day basis. We are getting a confirmation of stagflation, yet the market still trades close to all-time highs, within a couple of percentage points of all-time highs. But the lines are about to cross, Okay, and the market should have never traded to this area. If the market saw what we were able to see at 13 market moves as far as our stagflation case, the market would have never traded to this level to begin with. But again, Fed's got it wrong, Powell's got it wrong, and that's their job. All these guys are supposed to do is try to figure out, how to stabilize the economy and how to do it, but how to make sure the economy does not run too high in inflation, how the economy maintains good level of employment, but they failed miserably. And despite of, even a 5-year-old can put the 2 and 2 together when you have companies laying off people every day. In the news, you have an announcement how another company is laying off people. Some laying off a few thousand, some 1,000, some 500, some are laying off 10,000 people. You just can't ignore all this stuff. So it's been very self-evident that we're heading in stagflation. But now, I'm telling you, the reason is because the rest of the general media is beginning to use the word stagflation. And it is that very moment, okay, when the rest of the market captures to this, what's been apparent to us, the stagflation, you're going to get an insane fucking collapse in the markets. And I'm not talking about just S&P 500 collapsing or NASDAQ collapsing. The main case in Wall Street for the last few months have been the broadening of the market, which, just like we called Powell's bullshit laughing off stagflation case in July, there is a video, it's timestamped, guys. I made fun of how he was making fun of stagflation while stagflation was literally staring him in the eyes. So, but the base case for Wall Street, I mean, this is why I'm telling you, these Wall Street guys they're idiots, okay? Their base case was for stocks that are part of the Russell 2000 index, like IWM, which are smaller stocks, smaller market cap stocks in relation to the ones that are in S&P 500. So basically, they were saying, well, okay, we're going to see a rotation from these big tech names into Russell 2000. Well, there's one problem with this is smaller companies, they are even a greater victim of higher prices. Okay, this is why, okay, you have companies like, for example, First Solar, okay, that are like, whoa, Leo, I haven't looked at the chart of First Solar in a while. Holy shit. Yeah, and we told you to short it right here, okay? It's the smaller companies that get hit the hardest, okay, when inflation maintains higher levels and have a trajectory of moving higher. That's the part of the stagflation. Their sales are going down, okay, but they can't lower the prices. At higher prices, their revenues are even going to go lower. I mean, there's no way out of this. It is a checkmate. But basically, the whole Wall Street was trying to brainwash you in the last year, saying, no, this type of companies like FSLR, okay, are going to go higher because people are going to take money out of the big cap names and they're going to put it in companies like this. Well, there ain't no fucking sign on this chart that anybody's buying this crap. So, going back to the index, FSLR is just one of these companies that would represent the type of 2,000 companies that comprise the Russell 2000. And basically, they were telling you here how great it was, how great of a fucking idea it was, okay, to be bullish on Russell 2000. Oh, well, that's the only trade in town. We're going to rotate. We're going to see market broadening. We're going to see this good things for the market. It's going to fucking go high. What has all of this bullish stock, where did it get us? Well, officially, I mean, the shit is down like 15, 20%, and it's about to get way worse. Before you know, you're going to blink and you're going to see this thing under 200. So guys, I mean, Wall Street got everything fucking wrong because they got the stagflation case wrong. They got the Nvidia wrong, okay? 70 fucking guys bullish on one stock. I recorded a brief video about it last week. 70%, fucking 70 Wall Street analysts, 100% of them cannot see the stock drop. Well, what happens? The shit drops, of course. Now they can't see Russell 2000 drop because, well, we're in the broadening cycle. Oh, all these smaller companies, they're going high next because they're going to grow. Well, there's nothing on this chart proves that, but it does have a very nice pattern that's highly bearish, known as you guys should know this shit. I mean, if you don't know the shit, how could you be trading the markets? Okay, here's your shoulder one, here's your head of the formation on non-existent volume when it goes to the top. And then you got the second shoulder, and this represents a type of pattern that's known as head and shoulders, which is highly bearish. The next move is a 30% drop off, and guess where the lines are at right now? Holy shit. The lines are in a dev hook formation, which what happens next is these lines are going to cross the orange line and all hell is going to break loose. So you may be thinking, okay, but how low can we go here on NASDAQ? Because some of the NASDAQ stocks just began taking the beating. I mean, one of our easiest shorts, guys, short. We nailed the short at $540 on MSTR when the whole fucking world was bullish on it. And when it got to 300 last week, people were like, oh, nah, I don't want to short it. No, man, it's like, it's a level. Within 3 fucking days, it trades down to 230. Okay, and today on the bounce, I still got traders like, oh, Leo, but Bitcoin's going to go higher, but we can't short this bounce, and sure enough, what happens? Well, holy shit. Okay, we shorted the bounce, and within the first 30 minutes, MSTR drops 30 points. You've got to short the bounces on these bullshit stocks because look, I'm showing you, all of these charts have one thing in common is all these lines are going in this direction and they soon are going to cross the orange line. But by the time these lines are crossing the orange line, it is going to be too late to be shorting, okay? Because that's going to be the last part of the drop. The time to short it is on bounces like this. And thank God you still got stocks like Meta that's still trading pretty close to all-time highs. But this is some heavy selling. And guess what? Still a ton of people could be selling it. Same type of formation on the lines around here. I mean, and guys, look, this chart looks horrible, okay? But this is the best of the best. Like, I mean, the Google, guys, you remember if you were trading with me, okay, right here, Google 207, I told you this shit was going to flop off the earnings, and this thing can't catch a break. And I'm telling you, the worst is not over. The thing can't even bounce. What do you expect? It's stagflation, damn it. The shit is going to go way lower. When people are going to think like, oh my God, this is such a good time to buy the dip, and the next thing, it's going to collapse even fucking lower. That's what stagflation means. So, guys, again, let's go back to the S&P 500. I'm telling you, there's stocks that are still trading close to all-time highs that are just phenomenal shorts. So S&P 500, guys, look how crazy this is, okay? Imagine that Friday you're going to come look at this chart and we're not going to be close to 6,000. We're going to be close to 5,000. And that wouldn't be nothing, okay? That's like, you know, what it would be like 15% drop. Guys, that's nothing. But it could happen when, I'm trying to tell you, it could happen. We don't have to drag this shit out. What I'm saying is the market's been wrong for so long, meaning they've been buying the market under conditions of believing that consumer is strong, which was a lie, that the economy is strong, which is a lie, and they've been all having the same consensus driving the market under false conditions that they believed in to these levels. And now is just the point of realization where the market is going to come to having its Jesus moment. Basically, at the same time, all these people that were buying stocks under the wrong assumption are now going to realize that what they thought was true is not absolutely true. It was total bullshit. And now they're going to come to the consensus of stagflation. And that's why you can get a 15% weekly drop. 15, I'm not talking about, guys, listen, I'm not talking about a 15% drop, in 3 months. In 3 months, we could be down 20, 30%, okay? By the end of this year, stagflation 2025 will go down in history as a crash that's going to be comparable to the 1929. By the way, 1929 was not a stagflation. The last stagflation case in the United States was 1973, 1974. And within 6 months, the market dropped 50%. So we could go to that type of situation where now, let's say we're at 6,000 and the market in the next 6 months could easily trade down to 3,000. But I would say the market could, by the end of the year, could actually trade down to a level of 2,300. Stagflation 2025. It's not a joke, guys. All right. In March of 2000, year 2000, the tech bubble burst. And initially in March, and what a coincidence, guys. I'm recording this on March 3rd. So the tech bubble crash began on March 3rd. And by the end of March, stocks were down 20%. The technology sector. By the end of 2000, technology sector was down 82%. So I'm actually being conservative when I'm saying that S&P is going to drop to 2,300 by the end of the year. It could get a little uglier than that. It could drop maybe to 2,100 or even 2,000. There are historic precedences on this. And the reason why I think things could fall apart so quickly in such a sharp way that nobody's expecting, because again, we have historic conditions, historic bubbles. We've got, presidents pushing their meme coins, pumping the market, and despite of that, fucking Bitcoin cannot hit its highs, in all of them altcoins cannot hit their highs. Guys, this is not a bullish chart. Understand, normally this would be considered like a trend reversal when you have a big ass candle like this to the downside followed by a big ass buy up candle like this. Normally it's a reversal of the trend. But no, we've already gone for this, right? There's a trend reversal candle. There's a trend reversal. You could go slightly high and then it's going to reverse out. With the exception that now, okay, we have done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And, the lines are about to cross, which tells you the moment to go big and buy the hell out of puts is now, okay? And you don't have to go buy puts that expire in a year, which clearly you can do that, or 2 years. I'm telling you, the big move is here. You can get a 15% weekly move, which is going to put you close to 5,000 by Friday, maybe Monday. Okay, I could be off by day, but I'm telling you, the biggest move is about to happen right in front of your eyes. And now I'm going to play the quick clip from CNBC telling you that this is another confirmation of why that moment is here. See, by the time an idea hits CNBC, it's game over. Do you see what I'm saying? When a part of an investment strategy now is being talked in the media openly by market participants, by the talking heads on CNBC. By the time that happens, in fact, it is fucking stagflation. So we had another set of data that came out today. dealing with the ISM numbers and dealing with some pricing and so I cut out just the last part of the clip. You can probably go watch the whole clip if you wanted to, but basically the outline and all the numbers, and then once all that's summarized, the big S word is actually publicly spoken on CNBC today, March 3rd. So to summarize this, we're going from Powell laughing at the stagflation case in the press conference after FOMC meetings in July to fast forward now, March 3rd, where everybody's starting to get it that 2025 is fucking stagflation. And guys, this is a checkmate. This is lights out moment for the market. There is nothing that you can do to stop this. I got people in the alert group today were like, Leo, but the State of the Union tomorrow, but we got this, but they could pump the market, they could put some good news here. Guys, doesn't fucking matter. They could try to create some news that could create a temporary bounce, but I'm telling you, the market is at a point of a checkmate. Stagflation 2025, it is absolutely irreversible. And we're yet to see Federal Reserve admit their mistake. Guys, you cannot wish for better short selling conditions, okay? So if you got the balls to trade this crazy collapse that's about to happen right in front of your eyes, you go to 13mmtv.com, you sign up to trade with a coach, or go to 13marketmoves.com. So March 3rd today, officially, stagflation is something that everyone is opening their eyes to. And there's not a historic precedence to where in case of stagflation, markets do not crash. Not once ever in history of the world. So it is 100% probability of a market crash 2025. The question is, are you ready to roll and trade it with the 13 Market Moves coach? Guys, let's do this.
Kind of feeds into the stagflationary worries a little bit with the higher prices and the weaker new orders and in jobs. Thank you, Rick. Rick Santelli. Kind of feeds into the stagflationary worries a little bit with the higher prices and the weaker new orders and in jobs. Thank you, Rick. Rick Santelli. Kind of feeds into the stagflationary worries a little bit with the higher prices and the weaker new orders and in jobs. Thank you, Rick. Rick Santelli.